Hello, welcome to a key update from the North Shore Bridge Club Committee. This presentation is intended to accompany an article to NSBC members that is sent out at the same time. We will focus on defining the club's purpose, long-term goal and values, and explain what these mean. Strategic context. Like many organisations, bridge clubs in recent years have experienced a period of unprecedented change. NSBC has responded well and done a great job to build a strong online offering. This has proven popular and sustained the club through COVID. However, we still have big challenges to overcome, including significantly different player behaviours and preferences. Many of you now even prefer to play online, even for players who before COVID had never played a single game on the internet. New competitors. Like many organizations, we face new types of competitors as we compete through the internet. Players now have choices to play with clubs throughout Australia and even internationally. These clubs have different business models, pricing, player offerings, and ways of working. As a club, we need to be flexible and innovative to deliver NSBC members an attractive offering and attract new players. Our poor financial performance. Your committee are acutely aware we are losing money each month. This is being addressed urgently by Mike and his team, and we look forward to soon report progress on this. Our finances, though, are not the subject of this article today. To address these challenges, NSBC needs to ensure it has a solid strategy and plan that will meet the current and evolving bridge player needs, responds to these new competitors, and creates a compelling offering. This might not be business as we have always done it. Also, we need to be profitable, so our club is financially sustainable. Like all organizations, but especially as we're a community organization, we have limited resources. To succeed and thrive, we are going to need strategic clarity and focus our resources on a good plan. To do this, we need to answer why do we exist? What is our purpose? What do we aim to achieve or long-term goal? And what behaviors or values do we find acceptable and do we want to encourage at the club? To answer these questions and help us represent the needs and wishes of our members, we surveyed them in May 2022. We've had a wonderful response with over 500 detailed written replies. This is really high for such surveys. The high response and clear themes in your feedback give the committee confidence, we understand your wishes, and we've been able to reach certain key decisions that we'd like to communicate with you today. Purpose. At the highest level, this is why we exist. What do we need to get right to succeed? This and some of the following concepts might be new things for you to consider. They might even seem abstract or unrelated to your bridge experience. We believe that they're actually important. They help us focus our resources and efforts to advance what we aim to achieve. They help us stop spending resources on anything that does not. We can then also create strategies that deliver our agreed vision. We received pretty wide-ranging response from members on this question. Everything from having a permanent venue to financial success to investing in youth and the experience that you have when playing at the club. It's not an easy one to answer. This slide summarizes the key themes and the feedback from our members. The NSBC committee has decided on Australia's leading bridge community as our purpose. This might seem simple. It is, intentionally so. Hopefully that makes it memorable. However, it's what we mean by these four words that really make the difference. Australia. We want to consider ourselves in the national context. We need to see the big picture and the key role that we play nationally. To do this, we need to invest in the long term. We need to be sustainable and a growing club. Leading. We aspire to have clear leadership within Australia as a club. We want to offer the best games, the most sessions, the most players at those sessions, have the club with the most members, and in order to do this, we need to be financially strong. Community. Critically, we welcome and target our offering to all player levels, from beginner to world champion. We need to include people who really want to have fun and enjoy the social connection, but also those people who aspire to enjoy the competitive thrill that Bridge offers. We want to engage both youth and volunteers. As a not-for-profit, these volunteers play a critical part in the success of the club. We also need to consider the wider community and all our stakeholders, not just our players, but also our teachers, tournament directors, the NSBC team, professionals involved, and organisational bodies like the ABF. This could seem obvious to some of you. If so, great. It just doesn't seem to have been articulated and defined before. We hope that it will help us make good long-term decisions that deliver on our purpose. 2. Long-term goal. How do we know if we're on the right path to achieve our purpose? How do we know if we are progressing? Can we actually measure this? We received quite a good deal of feedback on this issue. The good thing is there does seem to be consensus that the primary way we should measure progress and measure success is the number of players at our sessions. There were quite a few other good ideas raised here, several of which we've included on this slide. One novel one of keep the bar open did entertain the committee too. By defining our long-term goal as 100,000 player sessions a year, we believe we get to focus on you, the player. Many clubs use tables as a measure of their success. True, these might be substantially the same. However, we feel for long-term success, we need to make the club orientated around the individual player, so we prefer this metric. Importantly, this metric does not bias online or face-to-face, beginners or experts. We treat all player games equally. All are important to us at NSBC. There are several technical issues here. One to highlight is we exclude people attending a lesson. Lessons are obviously critical to the club's future and have driven our past success. However, having people attend a lesson but not playing at our clubs is of little value. This emphasizes the focus of lessons to be to create active players at our club. We intend to report player sessions to you regularly. This transparency will make us more accountable. Yes, there will be seasonality and anomalies, but directionally, we aim to deliver 100,000 player sessions a year for NSBC. By defining our goal as 100,000 player sessions, we believe we get to focus on you, the player, our member. Many clubs do talk about tables as a goal and as a measure of their success. This can reflect a mindset of what matters to the club and perhaps what might matter to the club manager. We really think for long-term success, we need to make the club orientated around the player. Importantly, this measure makes no distinction between a player who attends a face-to-face game, plays online, or a congress. It also makes no difference between a beginner and someone playing in an open session. They're all important to us. We have several technical definitions of this goal. One to highlight is that we exclude people attending a lesson. Lessons are obviously critical to our growth and future success. However, having people attend a lesson but not play at our club is of little value. This emphasizes the focus of lessons to create active players at the club. We plan to report player sessions to you regularly and transparently. This makes us accountable. Yes, there will be seasonality and events that produce anomalies, but directionally we want to get to 100,000 player sessions a year. Number 3, values. What values will help make us successful? Or more practically, what behaviors should we have at the club? This relates not just to how the team and directors should treat you, the player, but also how players should treat each other. What do we want to encourage? What do we want to discourage? What's acceptable and what's not? Thank you to many of you who are very open at answering this question. You clearly get the importance of having fun at the club and all the social elements of that. A fair proportion of you, though, don't find club sessions to be that friendly. They don't feel respected. If anything, they might even feel alienated. They just don't feel included. They don't feel respected. This is quite important to get right. It's not going to be easy, but it's something we should certainly try to do. Defining our values is a key step in being able to get this right sustainably. We've decided to define our values as friendly, inclusive, and inspirational. It's certainly been a challenge to articulate what our values are that will govern thousands of people in many different types of situations and for years to come. By keeping this really short, we hope to make it practical and memorable and therefore have a greater impact on player experience at the club. We aim to be friendly, respectful of each other. This is between players, directors and the team. We also want to be a fun, warm and welcoming club. Offer the social connection that's really important to many of you. Secondly, we aspire to be inclusive of all levels, all types of people without discrimination. This includes different playing styles, bridge conventions and abilities. Finally, we aim to be inspirational. We would like to encourage all players to be their best. This is from beginners to world class. We'd like to offer positive and constructive coaching and directing, and ultimately offer the best experience to be able to be the best club within Australia. This reflects some of the words that are in our purpose around leadership and community. We'd like to aspire to be a role model for other clubs. This slide summarizes key messages of our update today. Elements of this we are delivering already. Some, though, we have a way to go. We know they are aspirational and long-term. Clarity on our foundations of why we exist, what we aim to achieve, and how we wish to behave can make key decisions much easier and keep us all aligned. We hope you agree that as Australia's leading bridge club, we should set the bar high. This should positively influence your experience while playing at the club's long-term success and thriving, and a greater influence on our wider bridge community in Australia. Thank you for watching and reading. We hope you find this open style of the committee helpful. This presentation has been an experiment as a way to engage all members on what the committee believe is a key update. We look forward to your feedback if this was helpful. We hope to soon see you at the club or online. Thank you very much for your time.